Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the THEIMPACTPLAY Reacts, where we give our live reactions and our hot takes to the latest out there. This time around we are reacting to the latest Nintendo Direct, so stay tuned and let's hop right into it. Always keep that in mind that release dates can change because we are in a new world with COVID and what have you. What is it starting with? What game? Monster Hunter? Yeah, Capcom. Figured. It's probably some new DLC. For the... I don't know, it's Rise? I think it's Rise. Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah, Rise Sunbreak, I was right. Summer 2022. Sometime next year. Of course it's required, like the massive expansion. Wow, of course a lot of content.
Hello everyone, I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
What you just saw was the first trailer for Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak, the massive expansion for Monster Hunter Rise. Our friends at Capcom are working on many new elements that will enhance the experience for players of Monster Hunter Rise, including new stories, locales, monsters, and, although not touched on in the trailer, new hunting actions and quest rank. Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak, is scheduled to release as paid DLC in summer 2022. Please stay tuned for more information in the future. Alright, let's see our first batch of Nintendo Switch headlines.
Let's see. What's next?
Party during the day or at night.
Blue.
It's almost time to party in the Mario Party Superstars game. Along with Spaceland and Peach's
Never was
birthday
a big
cake,
fan of,
several other boards make their return.
This type of games.
Take a stroll around Woody Woods, but watch out for those Monty moles. They'll change the board's direction when you least expect it. Travel between two
Platformers.
islands and Yoshi's tropical island. Toadette's got the star, but she might swap places with Bowser at the last second. Party day and night in Horrorland. That King Boo statue is harmless during the day, but at night, it'll swipe stars from unsuspecting players.
Oh, wow.
Need a break from boards? Head to Mount Minigames and play in minigame-only courses. Compete against players worldwide for the longest win streak in survival, or work together in the cooperative multiplayer tag match. Mount Minigames will have 7 courses available. All boards and minigames support online play. So invite family, friends, and frenemies, and get ready for the party of a lifetime. Mario Party Superstars launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 29th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. A new RPG is in the cards.
Welcome to Voice of Cards.
I love this music soundtrack. It's great.
At the Queen's behest, you'll set off on a fantastical
Enix.
journey to slay a
Interesting.
fearsome
Wow.
dragon
Must
for
be in
honor
RP.
and fortune. Everything in this realm is represented as cards, from the protagonists to shops, towns, and environments. In this fresh take on tabletop RPGs, you'll square off in turn-based card battles where your skills and a little bit of luck will determine the victor.
I feel like it might be an interesting concept. I feel like it might get boring. But we'll see.
A spellbinding experience from the creative minds of Yoko Taro and Yosuke Saito is about to unfold. Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars launches on Nintendo Switch October 28th. Pre-orders and a free demo will be available today on Nintendo
I'll
eShop.
try that out. Yeah, that now,
Become a
actually.
hero or an absolute disaster of a human being. You awaken in a hotel room in the city of Revachol, devoid of your memories. Soon, you learn that you're a detective and get entangled in a strange murder case in the groundbreaking role-playing adventure Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. As you interrogate people and uncover clues, internal dialogues will begin. To investigate, you'll need the help of the 24 skills living within you. Your behaviors and available choices will change depending on how you develop these skills, directly impacting how the story progresses. What sort of detective will you become? Disco Elysium: The Final Cut launches digitally on Nintendo Switch October 12th. The physical version of the game will launch early 2022. Pre-orders for the digital version begin today on Nintendo eShop. Uncover more stories in Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
They're giving me the full list. Let me see.
And about that courageous friend of yours, it seems I owe him as well. Yeah.
The King of Hyrule must not fall!
You know, you're pretty good for
I've
a
never been
little
a
kid.
fan
We
of
better
Zelda.
partner up on this, don't you think?
They won't harm you.
This comic though. Oh, the expansion pass. Okay, that makes some more sense.
Behold our power!
Take this! Click
Time for the show!
Back to the demo.
Oh yeah!
October 29th. Told you, literally, October.
Ready?
Or the
set,
Chocobo race thingy.
Chocobo! Start your engines and
This
get
game I
set
wanna
for
get.
a new racing experience. Race as familiar Final Fantasy characters like Chocobo and Gilgamesh to be the first across the finish line.
So it's like Super Mario Kart.
Edge
with,
out the competition by using drift boosts to
Final
cut
Fantasy.
corners.
Literally.
Magical stones called Magicites are contained inside items. Collect these throughout courses to cast magic like fire
Literally.
and arrow to blast
It's
away
literally
opponents.
a copy.
Acquire Magicites
literally a
of the
copy
same
of it.
element to cast even more powerful spells. Each racer also has a special ability. Use it at the right time to turn the tables. Engine customization options will be available, as well as local
really?
and online multiplayer. Up to 64
was
players can compete in a bracket-style
Right,
tournament
you're
to
a
determine the
huge
racing
thing.
champion. Chocobo GP races exclusively onto Nintendo Switch next year.
What did you think?
Interesting.
Before we show you our
Super
next
interesting.
video, we have some news about the last fighter for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game.
Who is it? Any thoughts?
Mr. Sakurai, the game's director, will reveal this fighter in the final Mr. Sakurai Presents
they're gonna
video
release it
on
today.
October 5th.
So
He'll also show you how
over
to
a week
use
from
this
now.
fighter, so please look forward to it.
Okay.
It's been about 3 years since the game was released. This will be the last presentation about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I hope you'll check it out. Next, please take a look at this.
I love the clicking. What's this? Game footage, not final. What is it? What is it? I don't know, I can't tell. Nothing. Oh, Kirby. Kidding me. They're not gonna see that coming. It's on game again. Let's see. Yeah, on game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Technically, he was forgotten too. Those funny little puppies. Nice, you can interact with the environment. I like that. Not entirely locked off. Diglett. Essentially a Diglett. What else you got for us? Spring, little that's all these games are like literally the majority of them coming out next year.
That was the trailer for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. In this new game, you can freely move around in 3D areas using familiar Kirby moves.
Familiar. Freely.
The setting also appears to be mysterious, filled with abandoned structures from a past civilization. What lies in store for Kirby?
That was funny, his expression.
The game is scheduled to release in spring 2022.
Okay.
We hope you'll look forward to Kirby's new adventure.
Forward to it.
Next, we have this to show you.
Anything in this
Please
showcase
take a look.
piques my interest. Animal Crossing. I didn't realize it from the tone initially. What's this supposed to be? The Roost. What's this? It's a new area. The museum. Really? It's all you're giving us?
Since its launch in 2020, the Animal Crossing New Horizons game has been enjoyed by many players around the world.
I've enjoyed it too. But I've
New free
hopped off of
content
it.
will arrive in November. In preparation for its release, we will be airing an Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct in October.
Oh, so a direct specifically
In it,
for
we'll
Animal
go over the
Crossing.
content in more detail. Please be on the lookout for the air date of this presentation. Let's move on to more Nintendo Switch
All right, let's
headlines.
go.
2 games, 1 game update, and lots of fun. More free content is coming to the Mario Golf Super Rush
more
game.
DLC.
Koopa Troopa enters the fairway as a playable character. Dish out tricky shots and dashes to mess with the competition. Ninja will also be playable. Take advantage of Ninja's blinding speed to outpace opponents. 2 courses are also being added. These
Seems like a
additions will
fun
come
game.
swinging in as a free software update
Free?
later today. What's this? An invitation. You're invited to live in a magical world with Mickey Mouse and dozens of Disney characters. Spend time with Disney friends, craft your own whimsical costumes and furniture, and explore delightful Disney-themed worlds. All downloadable content from the original Nintendo 3DS version is included. Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition soars onto Nintendo Switch this holiday. A beloved Star Wars game is coming to Nintendo Switch. Blast off to captivating planets and join forces with Jedi, droids, and outcasts in this blend of action, role-playing, and adventure. Will you use the Force for good, or will you be lured to the dark side?
Of the Nintendo hardware.
Your choices determine the galaxy's fate in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, launching on Nintendo Switch November 11th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. There's one thing you must always remember. Stay human. This is the city,
or is this like a
humanity's
branch
last
off?
stronghold against a virus that turns people into
Spin-off
the
series.
undead. In the cloud version of Dying Light 2, Stay Human,
Dying
you'll
Light,
need to
okay. I
master
thought I
both
was thinking of another
parkour
game.
and tactical combat to survive in this brutal open-world action RPG. Explore alone, or with up to 3 other players in online co-op as you unravel the dark secrets of those in power during the day. Then plunder the layers of the infected at night. Your decisions will shape the story, but they'll also have consequences. No matter where your actions lead you, there's one thing you must always remember. Stay human. While you're at it, take the prequel on the go in Dying Light Platinum Edition. Scavenge for supplies, craft weapons, and face hordes of the infected in a post-apocalyptic open world. Dying Light 2 Stay Human Cloud version launches on Nintendo Switch February 4th, 2022. A free demo will also launch the same day on Nintendo eShop. Dying Light Platinum Edition comes to Nintendo Switch October 19th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. Utility, morality, or liberty. In Triangle Strategy, a fiery chronicle of war presented in stunning HD 2D.
My apologies.
Your actions will lead you through a riveting story that changes based on the decisions you make. In the end, where will your conviction guide you?
You have gone to the one place I cannot follow.
In response to the survey about the demo released in February of this year, the game has been fine-tuned with a focus on elements that received lots of feedback. These include adjustments to the difficulty, improvements to on-screen visuals, camera angle controls, the ability to review previous dialogue, and streamlined game flow and loading times. More details are now available on Nintendo.com.
Splendid.
Triangle Strategy will launch on Nintendo Switch March 4th, 2022.
What's with these new IPs?
Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
I'm like, brand new IPs I've never heard of before? Essentially, that's what it is. Oh, this one I'm definitely excited to play. Metroid Dread.
You are faced with overwhelming power. Your highest priority should be simply to survive.
It kind of reminds me of Ori, literally, with Metroid Dread type of
There may
gameplay.
be a very small opportunity to escape. Don't let your guard down.
Pretty good gear to do. I'm excited to play this for sure. Like, what's this do? Wow, I like it.
Samus Aran, the most powerful bounty hunter in the galaxy, embarks on a new mission to the uncharted planet ZDR. Her objectives? Confirm whether the deadly X-parasite still exists, and figure out why the EMI research robots in search of it have mysteriously gone dark. Early readings reveal that planet ZDR is divided into multiple environments.
And you know, I like a good story.
And organisms. Remnants of the mighty Chozo civilization are also scattered throughout, including evidence that the Chozo may have once called the planet their home. Visit Metroid.Nintendo.com to read Metroid Dread Report Volume 8 for a detailed account of the terrain and life forms you may encounter in the Metroid Dread game. Be sure to view the other Metroid Dread reports there as well. You'll want to prepare yourself for the dangers that lie ahead.
Metroid Dread launches on Nintendo Switch October 8th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
How was that? Up next, we have news about Nintendo Switch Online. Many people have been using Nintendo Switch Online since it launched in September 2018.
Once, but that's it.
In addition to the current membership, we'll be adding a new membership plan.
Membership plan? Family? Probably.
As a part of this new plan's content...
No, there is a family plan already. So what is it? What can it be? If it's not family plan, because they have a family plan.
You'll be able to play a collection of Nintendo 64 games.
Yeah, I've played that before.
The Nintendo 64 system launched 25 years ago. I think this system gave many players their first 3D gaming experiences, as well as intense 4-player multiplayer action. With Nintendo Switch, up to 4 people can play select Nintendo 64 games locally or online. Also, with this new membership plan, in addition to the Nintendo 64 games...
Really?
You can play a collection of games from Sega's Genesis system.
Really? I'm curious about the business license and everything.
This means you'll be able to play these classic games whenever and wherever you'd like. The new plan will include all elements of the base Nintendo Switch Online membership, as well as the ability to play the included Nintendo 64 and Genesis games.
It's not included. Okay, I got you.
This is Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack. This new membership plan will be added in late October. Of course, you'll still be able to continue using the existing plans.
Well, every time you guys add more content,
also,
you're gonna
those who have an existing membership plan can change over to the new plan. We'll share more details about this new membership plan at a later time, including the exact release date and pricing information. For now, however, we'd like to announce the games that will be available when it launches. You'll be able to play the Nintendo 64 games shown here,
Star Fox, Dr. Mario, Sega,
as well as these Genesis games.
Shinobi.
We'll also continue adding more Nintendo 64 games such as The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and F-Zero X, as well as other Nintendo 64 and Genesis games going
this
forward.
Is like foreign to me.
Furthermore, we've prepared Nintendo 64 and Genesis controllers to ensure the games can be played with the same style controls from their original releases.
Oh, really? Okay.
Both can be used wirelessly.
Oh, wirelessly, okay.
These controllers will be available for purchase by any Nintendo Switch Online member.
$49.99. Not a decent price.
We hope you'll look forward to this new membership plan, Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack.
Yeah, I don't really agree with
Let's
that,
see a few more Nintendo Switch headlines.
There's plenty to play in these collections.
Okay, what is it?
Cyberpunk meets fantasy in this 3-game collection of cult classic RPGs. As a Shadowrunner mercenary, you'll explore a dystopian future where magic has reawakened and fantasy creatures have come back to life. Immersive branching narratives, skill-based character growth, and gripping turn-based tactical combat await in Shadowrun Trilogy, launching on Nintendo Switch next year.
Okay.
The perpetual struggle against Count Dracula continues. Castlevania Advance Collection brings together 4 classic Castlevania games with deathly beautiful graphics and hauntingly epic music.
Graphics.
The Rewind, Quick Save, and button mapping features will also ramp up your fight against evil. All regional versions of each game, as well as a gallery mode with never-before-seen artwork, are included. Castlevania Advance Collection launches on Nintendo Switch later today. An almighty classic returns.
I have no idea what it is. Okay, this is horrible. It looks like this whole entire showcase is built on retro games.
The classic Super NES game ActRaiser returns on Nintendo Switch, now remastered in HD. As the Lord of Light and Almighty God, only you can save mankind from the forces of Tanzra, the Lord of Dark. You'll wage war in 2 phases. First, strike down monsters in the side-scrolling action phase to liberate the lands from the grasp of evil. Master swordsmanship and magic to vanquish all who stand in your path. Then, cultivate the lands you've liberated in the world-building creation phase. It's up to you to decide which structures will be destroyed to make way for new ones, creating a flourishing civilization. As you do so, your powers will increase, giving you an edge in both phases. Alternate between the original and rearranged versions of the beloved soundtrack and enjoy brand new music.
The game.
New stages and new boss battles also await. ActRaiser Renaissance descends onto Nintendo Switch later today.
What else you got?
A new chapter is about to unfold.
Okay. Huh? Lost. Lost me. Weird. Not for me. We'll be able to handle the graphics on this. It's not as bad, but still. Delta Room. Free DLC. What in the world is this supposed to be? Oh, Wheels on September 30th. Okay. Interactive. Holiday 2021. Not that they might all these together. It's not the highlight of the show. They got for America. Interesting. PHP Nordic GmbH. Okay. Namco Amster. Exceed Games. Factory.
How's everything? There are still a few more announcements in today's Nintendo Direct.
Koizumi-san.
Oh, Miyamoto-san. What brings you in?
I wanted to make an announcement, so I was hoping I could step in.
Oh, of course.
That giveaway.
Hi everyone, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. We've previously announced that I have been working with the Hollywood movie studio Illumination and its CEO and producer Chris Meledandri-san, who are known for movies like Despicable Me and Sing, in making a full-length animated Mario movie for the big screen.
That means you're doing
Today, I wanted to announce its theatrical release timing.
For a movie or something like that.
Ta-da!
Told you.
The movie will be released in theaters in holiday 2022.
Okay, what is it though?
The release date for North America is on December 21st, and we'll be announcing release dates for Japan, Europe, and other regions at a later timing. It'll be a while longer until we can share a glimpse of Mario in action on the big screen. But today, I also wanted to reveal our key cast members who will be voicing Mario and his friends in the movie. First, of course, is Mario, who will be played by Chris Pratt.
Who else you guys?
He's so cool. Mario will be talking a lot in the movie. Please look forward to Mario as performed by the very talented Chris-san. Next, Princess Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy. I can't wait to see a very spirited Princess Peach.
Okay, what else you got?
Mario's little brother, Luigi, will be played by Charlie Day.
Okay.
I'm excited for you to see this timid sibling appear on screen. Bowser will be played by the one and only Jack Black.
Definitely.
I'm expecting a monster performance by Jack's-san.
Literally.
The comedian Keegan-Michael Key will be playing Toad.
And I'm
looking forward to great comedic moments. Even though this is a Mario movie, Donkey Kong will also be making an appearance. He will be played by Seth Rogen.
I know that name, but I can't.
I'm eager for you to see a humorous Donkey Kong by Seth-san.
I've heard that name constantly before.
And of course, Charles Martinet, who has voiced Mario and many more Nintendo characters in our games over the years, is also involved and will be appearing in surprise cameos in the movie.
Okay.
We also have more incredible talent joining the film to play some of our other beloved characters.
Cranky Kong, Spike. Spike.
That is all I can share with you today about the Mario movie. This is a very collaborative project between Illumination and Nintendo. We've all been coming up with all sorts of ideas, and I myself am enjoying a creative process that is a little bit different from making games. It may be a while until we can share more updates, but I hope you'll look forward to it. Koizumi-san, back to you.
That was huge.
Please look forward to Mario's adventure jumping into the world of motion pictures. Next, we'd like to show you this.
Now what? Trailer, that music sounds familiar. Really? I wouldn't have thought it was. Content? Literally, it's been either DLC or some brand new IP. Character. Trailer. Oh wait, it's a new game. There was no DLC. Oh, so it's a brand new. It's a complete game. Would I have expected that? Oh, that was funny. Return of the Mammalians, whatever that means. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm a researcher from the Squid Research Lab. I've been meticulously studying the mysterious squids that can transform into humanoid form. What you just saw was the latest research footage from Splatoon 3. Allow me to share a bit of what we know so far. Splatoon 3 takes place in Splatsville. It's known as the City of Chaos. Centered around Splatsville are the Splatlands, a place long inhabited by advanced sea creatures such as squids and octopuses. Buildings spanning several generations are crammed into the city, creating its distinctive culture. In the Splatlands, turf war appears to be a popular activity. Its basic rules are unchanged. 2 4-player teams compete against each other to ink the most area. However, the trend seems to have undergone a major shift, with the existence of new main and special weapons confirmed in the footage. In the latter portion of the footage, we were able to observe activities from Story Mode, the single-player campaign.
Return of the mammalians.
Meaning the reappearance of mammals appears to be the theme of Story Mode this time around. What could this possibly mean in a world where all mammals, except for 2 cats, have vanished?
I don't think I've ever played. I think I've just watched the gameplay of it once.
It appears that there's still a lot to uncover. But we'll continue with our research and keep you updated once more results become available. Please look forward to more Splatoon 3. Updates to come. See you next time.
So, what did you think? Splatoon 3, taking place in a new world, is scheduled to release in 2022.
Mario is the biggest announcement, the Mario movie. So what
Please look forward to future updates. Okay, this is the last trailer we have to show you today. Please take a look.
What is that? War.
HQ 接敵した。距離50。対象は北東に向かって移動中。
Look at it.
こちら本部了解した。作戦を開始せよ。了解。
Really want a new IP.
撃て。対戦車砲用意。撃て。HQ 対象は無傷。効果は見られない。理解。効果は見られない。
That's good. Are you the soldiers or are you the monsters? Huh? Ugly. Fell down time, I'm assuming. Okay, so I'm assuming get that.
It seems I'm unfashionably late, but I'm ready to give you everything you want.
Fell down time. No way.
Let's dance.
Must be another musical game. Bayonetta. Name sounds familiar. That's pretty cool. 2023. Okay, I was gonna say 2022. What else?
What you just saw was the latest trailer for Bayonetta 3. We announced this game in 2017, and we thank you for your patience. This game will launch next year. We hope you look forward to Bayonetta's new encounters.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Wow. So it wasn't this huge of a presentation compared to like Sony's showcase or even Xbox, but they had some huge announcements. The bigger, what the announcements that caught my eye was, of course, Metroid Dread. I'm looking forward to that. But the biggest announcement in its entire showcase was the Mario movie. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a live action film as well. But literally, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Metroid Dread, of course, and Bayonetta 3. And if I'm gonna add a fourth, it's gonna be the new DLC for Mario Golf. Like, it looks like a fun party game. That's it. And of course, the new content that's coming wasn't in this. That wasn't directly in this announcement. Like the new content for Animal Crossing, New Horizons, as well as what's that other game? The final character for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So I'm definitely looking forward to that announcement in October. So, what was your favorite game of this showcase? What was your reaction to it? Did you enjoy it? Were you disappointed? What was your hype level? Or was it on point where you didn't go up too high to if you didn't see anything that you weren't expecting? Let me know in chat. Let me know in the comments. But I guess that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you will be notified when we do upload more of our videos. And be sure to join us on Twitch, on twitch.tv/TheImpactPlay, where we have a weekly podcast that we do every Sunday at 12 a.m. So we will be doing another episode soon. Try to tune in. Join us on Twitch, or even if you can't join us on Twitch, lurk if you can. It'll help us bring up our views, so we can bring on so we have access to subs, which will help level up the show to give us access to bring on more guests onto the show, which we are working on for Hispanic Heritage Month. So be patient with us, because we're trying to schedule artists, game developers, athletes, and so on. If you have somebody in mind, be sure to let them know on Twitter. Tag us as well at the Impact Play, and just let them know you want to see them on the show. It'll definitely help a lot. So I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you all on the next one.